Now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody. Web services, API rate limiting and security exercise XML. All right, so let's get to it.
Hello and welcome to Python for everybody. I'm Charles Severance. I'm the author of the textbook, and we're going to do a little bit of code. If you want to get your hands on the code, go to the materials website, materials.php, materials.php, and download the sample code. The code that we're going to work on today is the XML code. And
yes. All right, so let's go over there and open it up. This is not a big deal. We're just going to come over here to the thing. We've got XML1 and XML2 right here. We can just get rid of all this stuff that we used yesterday. All right, so let's get rid of all this so we can get a little more organized. Come up here to XML1 and XML2 and open them up. All right, so we got these open. Here's XML1 right here. So let's go back to Chuck and see what we're doing. We need to be able to talk XML to work with web services. And so here's one of the examples from the book. It's xml1.py. And so later we'll be pulling XML and JSON from the web, but for now we're just going to put it in a triple-quoted string. True.
So data. And we're going to use a built-in XML parser in Python called ElementTree. And when we say import XML eTree ElementTree as ET, this as ET gives us basically a shortcut handle for it.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're just learning this now, but still, like, this ET is just basically a variable name for this whole little call right here, or whatever, this import, I guess. So we can do it down here. We can do, like, tree equals ET.fromstring data. That way, it's just doing this right here, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go.
And so the idea, this is a string. It has less thans and greater thans. It looks like structured information, and it is. But really, at this point, it's only a string. Now, we have to call this ET.fromstring to read this and give us back a tree object. And what it does is this might blow up. This code might blow up right here if there was a mistake in it. Okay.
Very possible.
Matter of fact, I can probably put a mistake in. Let's see if I can delete this and save it and run this code, and we'll see that it will blow up. Right? And so it blew up here in line 8. ElementTree blew up.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to follow along with blowing this thing up. We can screw things up on our own. We don't need any help.
It blew up in line 12 of the code, which is right here. This failed because the line 8 of the XML string was wrong. So let's put this that back in. So now it's properly formed XML. So this tree we get back, I name it tree just because I always name it tree, but you could name it X. So the key is tree.find goes and looks for a tag named find, and tree has no longer got less thans and greater thans in it. It is went and turned these into objects.
All right, so that's what I wanted to do, because this guy is notorious for not doing print calls when we could just see what it actually did, right? So let's do that. Let's come over here. And he said it's no longer XML. So I want to see what it looks like right now. So let's just go over here and say print tree. All right. Save it. Let's come over here to the command line and run it and see what this actually looks like. Right here. All right. Command line. Boom. Now, what is this? XML1.py. So let's just say Python XML1.py. Boom. All right. So this is the tree element person at blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's kind of crazy looking, but whatever. This is my first time seeing it myself. Element person at what? We're gonna go talk to ChatGPT. I'm not even gonna bother with trying to understand what this is. So let's pull this up. Let's go to ChatGPT. ChatGPT, boink. All right. Let's come over here. Wait, no. Let's come over here. Okay, how about this? Let's go like this. Let's take this, come over here. When we run this code, semicolon, why is it return this? All right, let's go here. Nope, here. All right, now let's get this. And let's toss it in here. I gotta know. All right. So when we run the code print tree, it prints the object representation of the XML element, which is XML person at blah. This is because tree is an instance of an element object, specifically pointing to the root element of our XML structure. The value this is the memory address where the object is stored. I don't know where memory address is. If we want to print the entire XML structure in a more readable format, we should convert it to a string representation like this. We don't want to do that. Do we? Isn't it the same? Oh. No, I don't want to do that. What did we just say? What's this? Let me copy this. What's this? I'm sure it's a memory address, but what's this? Boom. Should have been a colon, but whatever. So the memory address we see, blah, is a reference to the location in our computer's memory RAM. The RAM, where the element object is stored. What? In Python, objects are allocated space in memory, and the memory address is essentially a unique identifier that tells the Python interpreter where to find the data for that specific object. What? Where the data for that specific object can be found. Okay. I guess that's a little too deep right now. We're going to have to learn about that stuff a lot later. All right. So anyway, that's it. It's really simple-ish. Sort of. I don't get it. Why did it only give us the person though and not all this stuff? Is it because all right. So why does it say person first instead of everything else? So it says person as like a tag or something instead of showing all the XML or something. Question. Yes, exactly. When we print the tree object directly, what we're seeing is not the entire, instead it's just a basic representation, right? All right, so the person, okay, so that's what that is. Yeah, maybe I should have thought about that, but whatever. We're learning, right? Anyway, so let's go back to the video. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my goodness. Bless me, thank me, I'm welcome. All right, here we go. This video's no good, by the way. It's like I watched like the front part. It was like no good. It was totally unexpected.
Objects within objects within objects. So tree find name says I would like to find the tag name, and that's what this bit is right here. And then .text is going within that and grabbing that text. Okay.
Yeah, easy.
And if
so, yeah, let's look at it again. Okay, tree.find. So tree is that. Did we print out tree? Is that what we did? I think we printed out tree, right? Yeah, printed out tree. Okay. So tree is that thing we did. Pardon me. And .find. So that whatever. And then we're going to say .find and we'll find name inside a tree, which is right here. What if there was like 20 or 30 names? I don't know. Anyway, .text. And so here's the text. Whatever the text field inside of the name property. No, I don't even know. So it's called. What a bad video, but we're still going. Let's go. And then I'm sure attribute tree find email dot get hide would give us tree, which is the whole thing. Dot find email. Here's email. dot get hide. Okay, so I'm sure that's going to give us yes as well. Also, I've seen the video, so I know what's going to happen. But let's go. Boom.
If we say tree find dot email, then that's going to give us this. And
True.
then that's that object. And then dot get asks for the contents of the hide attribute, which is the string yes. Okay. And so if we run this, now that it's fixed, Python 3 XML1.py, it will pull in.
There we go.
The name and the attribute. So it pulled the chuck out. And so you get this object, and then you kind of dive into that object. And so that's
true.
XML1.py. If you've got a tag, you can either get the text out of the tag, or you can get an attribute out of the tag. So now let's take a look at XML2.py. Again, we import ElementTree. And
hold on. Print attribute. All right. Oh, this is the actual string that's getting printed. Never mind. All right, let's go.
Look at XML2.py. Again, we import ElementTree, and we have a tag. And XML's always got to have a single outer tag. But this time we're going to have, in effect, a list. Now let's line this up a little better.
I think that single outer tag he's talking about is stuff. I didn't really pick up on that the first time. I think that's what he's talking about. So let's go.
There we go. That looks a little prettier. And so users, not the fact that it's users doesn't mean anything, but we often come up with semantically meaningful names for these things.
True.
Users is going to have as its children a list of user tags. Okay, so the children under user, user under user, and then this has each of these as a tag. So we want to parse this, and this is a common thing we want to do. And so again, the first thing we do is we read the string to just take this. It's a triple quoted string going from here to here. And then we're going to, instead of doing find, which gives us one tag, we're going to do find all the users tag, the user tag that is a child of users. And we get back a...
Okay, let's back it up. We're going to go talk to ChatGPT about this, because I know this is going to be a garbage explanation, as usual. So let's come over here and see this, because I want to know... I mean, I'm sure that this is the correct syntax, because, it obviously worked. But I want to know exactly what's going on here. All right, so let's get out of this. And, okay, actually, let's come over here. In this code, what's this? Okay, that's what we'll do. So let's say copy, let's do Control A, Control C, come over here. In this code, what's this? All right, let's go grab it. And let's toss it in there. That should be good enough. Whatever. All right, that should be good enough. All right, use the findall method. Here's what it means. Stuff. This is the root element called yes. We know that. All right, stuff find all, yes. Users. Okay, this is an XPath-like expression indicating the path to the elements we want to find in this case. It starts from the stuff element. Well, okay. It looks for the user's sub element. Within users, it looks for the user element. All right, so that's what's going on here. XPath. I never even heard of that. This stuff just gets so old. It just gets so old, and it's never going to change. That's the thing. So it's best to work on one's patience, because once you realize it's never going to change, you can be as patient as you can. All right, I'm not going to go through all that. All right, so let's come back over here. We were already there. And let's roll.
Python list of the tags, not of the text, but of the tags. So there's one tag, and there is another tag. And so we can do len of that, so we can see that we got two. And then we can write a for loop, and this item is going to iterate through the tags that are the user tags that are children of users. So the first time item is going to be this tag, a tag.
Yeah. So we've got a for list here. For loop. What the hell am I talking about? In list. All right. So list equals stuff dot find all users. So it's going to give us a list of these two user sections, whatever, elements, whatever. And that's what this print is. It's going to give us user count equals 2. It's going to be 1, 2. All right. So item and list. All right. The list is these two right now. So the first one's going to be this one. And then it'll go through and do all this stuff. And then the second one's going to be this one. It'll go through and do all this stuff too. Right. So that's what's going on. Let's go.
Tag, remember. And then the second time it's going to be this tag. And so we can do things like find and get, just like we did with in XML1. So running this is not too exciting. Python 3, XML2.py. You see that there are two users. That comes from this print right here. There are two users in there. And the first one, if we go into name and we go find the text within the name tag, within user, then we get Chuck, and then we get the ID, which is 001. So we find the ID within that item, and then we get the text, and then we look and we grab the X attribute off of that. And so we see Chuck.
Easy.
Chuck 001 and 2, and then in the next tag, the for loop continues, and we print that out. Okay? And so that's just a basic run through of the
very basic
the XML from the chapter in the Python book. Okay? Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, so there we go. There we go. Not a big deal. Easy, much easier than yesterday's. And it looks like we're finished actually with this finally. So let's go on to our little question action. So we're making a request from the Twitter API. Oh, we know about this. What information must always be sent with the requests? I think key. Honestly. Because date range, we didn't go over that a lot. Search term, we didn't go over that a lot. This could possibly be it, but I'm going to say key because yesterday's video was all about them keys. Let's go check the answer. Looks good. And submit it. All right. So now we are finally on to Python objects. I thought they were, anyway, whatever. We're finally on to Python objects, and we'll see you next time.